Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Edwin. We're very excited to be here tonight. Hong Kong and the University of Southern California have a lot of ties. It's been a relationship that has been already for some time. And for that, I also want to thank the presence here of Catherine Leung, which is the director of the USC China. She's here with us, please. And I just want to give you a little overview for those who don't know a lot about our university. The University of Southern California was founded in 1880 and is in the heart of South Central Los Angeles in California. USC is a world-class private research university that welcomes more than 8,000 international students on campus a year. So this time, and the reason we're here is because we have one program that we developed to be a Dr. Rob Philback. Rob?
Thanks, Gabriel. So, nice to see everyone. Wow, when I sat down, there weren't that many people. Full room, that's great. And then over here on the side is kind of an interesting feature, is the chat box. So I might be in a class, and instead of passing notes together, you guys can just chat. And you can actually chat to one another invisibly, or you can chat to the whole group. It's surprising how much information is conveyed over the chat during the class. So all these things are going on at once, and it makes for a pretty interactive and interesting class time. Okay, what I want to do is just show you, roll a brief video about the platform, and then I'm going to come back and just tell a couple of stories about some of our alumni, and then I'll turn it over to Reed. So I rehearsed this earlier. Let me see if I can get to the video. There we are. All right, so rolling.
Introducing the technology behind the groundbreaking online Master of Arts in Teaching program from the USC Rossier School of Education.
Just focusing teaching to the test. He wanted to have an integrated skills course with strong conversational component. He wanted students to graduate not only able to do well on the written test, but also have really good communicative interaction. Well, anyway, I visited him last fall. His school was up and running. He showed me the space. He had 80 students. I went and met him about 11 p.m. He was still there working away. So from our perspective, it's probably going to mean that we're going to have a lot of our faculty teaching at 5 a.m. California time. For some of us, that's great. I'm a morning person, so I'm all for that. But then we're also going to have classes at different times. But yeah, in the MAT at USC this year, we had about how many students? About 1,000 students enrolled this year, and so they've been all over the U.S. So we've had this issue on a U.S. scale, and so now we're just going to have to make it happen on a global scale.
Thank you. Any other questions that anybody might have? Hopefully, I don't trip this series.
I was just wondering what the admissions process is like. I mean, you said this year in September, I'm assuming this fall will be the first TESOL one. And can you just talk a bit about the application and procedure and the admission process?
Right. So, correct. We are rolling out our first cohort starting September 13th. I believe there's actually still time to apply. So if you wanted to apply for the September 13th cohort, go home and tell your family or your parents, I'm going to USC or I'm going to be enrolling. There's time. We're also going to have a January start. So for this first year, we're going to have a class starting in September and then another class starting in January. And then as the program grows, we're going to do what the MAT did this year, and that's have 3 main starts throughout the year with other multiple soft starts. And then the application process is basically what we're going to be asking you for are some of the traditional things. Reference letters, transcripts, if English is another language for you, or you did not attend an English medium university, then we look at TOEFL or IELTS scores. We're looking at essay responses, so we want you to respond to prompts. So we're going to look at all of those things, and it's always the question, what's the score I need? What's the cutoff on this? And we really do want to emphasize that we're looking for competitive candidates, but we're also looking at the whole picture. We are going to be taking, and we take all those, we look at everything, I promise you. And so we consider each candidate carefully. And so the process itself would be, submitting all of those materials online, and then there would be a brief teleconference or phone interview with one of our admissions counselors, and then your file would be reviewed.
Thank you. I hope that answers the question. Anybody else with questions? Yes, all the way up there. Just give me one second.
I just want to ask, are there any grants or scholarships for this program?
Yeah, so we have a few merit-based scholarships each year. So we don't have enough to give to everyone, and they don't cover the whole program. Usually they cover maybe 2 courses, something like that. But we do have, they're competitive, and it's based on merit. So we, once all the candidates are in, we look at sort of who are on that top tier, and we start distributing those there. So there are some scholarships. We'd love, of course, to have a lot more and be able to invite people and cover more. But those are meaningful, and students that receive them appreciate them.
Thank you very much. Anybody else?
Yeah, don't come down.
I'm going to take this one first, I think, and then I'm going to run down here. Not on the other way. Sorry.
How much is the whole program?
Tuition at USC right now is just over $1,300 a unit. The MAT TESOL is going to be 31 units, so if you look at the whole thing, you're looking at about 42,000, something like that. US dollars. And then the other main cost involved would be the Language Culture Institute, which would mean traveling there, and then there's going to be kind of a whole package tuition for that. Probably 5,000 to 6,000, something in that neighborhood.
Okay. Hi, my name is Lorena. I was lucky enough to apply to the early action application process. So I've been working.
And that's the time we offer this seminar. If you would like to know more about MAT at USC, please visit their website again at mat.usc.edu and submit your questions, okay? And our USC rep will answer your questions through emails. Thank you very much for coming tonight, and thank you for all our presenters today. Once again, a round of applause. And I hope you all would have a successful career in the education field. Thank you very much. Oh, don't forget about the form that's in front of you. Please fill in your name, telephone number, and email, and then submit it to our front-end staff. Thank you very much.
Obviously, that 1 month is not meant.
Yeah, I should have made that clear. That would be for, like I said, really are thinking about Thank you. Okay. Okay.